Hi, Ted. It's good to have you back. We've already done three of these. This is the fourth one. And
Well, this one better be great if we got them to come back a fourth time, right?
right. My students have actually been pretty excited about it. I've gotten a fair amount of feedback. I guess the question I get the most is, how much money do I actually have to start doing this? How much do I have to have?
Okay. Well, you can do it for very small amounts of money if you're just going to buy small tax liens and hope to make 16 or 18%. But if you want to buy property today, you're not going to get a lot of them for 5 and 10 cents on the dollar unless you really show up at the right time and it's snowing out and nobody else shows up. So you're probably going to have to spend 20 or 30 cents on whatever the tax assessed value is. So a tax assessed value is 100 or 200,000. We'll have anywhere from 10 to 30 cents available for what you want to. So $10,000, $20,000 you can get started. I tell people to start small with residential. In other words, buildable residential lots. Going to be at every tax auction. If I showed you a big list of tax auction properties, I can tell you right now, 25% of the properties on that list will be land. Now, much of that land is vacant residential lots. All right. Now, the average guy doesn't know what I'm talking about because what happened? He was conceived in a house, grew up in a house. What is he going to do? He's going to be bidding on houses. So what do they do with the house value? Push it up. They don't buy those residential lots. So we get those 5 and 10 cents on the dollar all the time. That doesn't mean you can't sell them for good money. Now, I buy in places like Seattle, where a residential lot today can go for 200,000. All right. A lot of people won't look at those, but if they come up at tax auction, they might sell. You might be able to buy one at tax auction for 20 grand. Now you can sell the thing for 40 or 50 grand relatively easy. So you get the idea. So I would start looking at the various auctions. Everything that you want to do, you can do online. We'll teach you. We have 5 facilitators every week. There's someone every single day in this office to guide you to get on the computer and show you how to do things every single day.
I think I understand the tax liens pretty good.
Good.
But basically, there's got to be a catch. What do I need to know about that you haven't told me yet?
What you need to know is that you got to get off your rusty dusty and do it. And that's what you need to know. Everything that I teach is basically from the law, and this business has been around for 200 years. When it was invented, it was invented as an alternative for people that didn't want to put money in the bank. All right, so this is an alternative investment, which you have to learn about. And here's what you don't like. When everybody says, what's the catch? The catch is you're going to have to do a little WORK. And that means you must research the property. And in my opinion, you need to get boots on the ground. You need to look at it. We can teach you to have a friend go look at it. We can teach you to get the brokers to look at it, take pictures of it. Nowadays, we have satellites that go over the top. They'll come right down and tell you there's a geranium on the front porch. There's lots of ways to do it, but you need to look at it and you have to evaluate the property before you spend money. That's the problem.
The big deals and the small deals, they're all online, right?
Everything's online. Everything.
So I can do a $20,000 deal or a $50,000 deal.
Or a $500,000 deal.
But I do need to look at it, you think?
You've got to look at it or do the alternative. All right. So I've got a guy in Utah. Matter of fact, he's in Salt Lake County. No, he's in Utah County. In Utah County that buys in Michigan. He owns at least 15 properties there now, but I'm going to guesstimate and say he's done 20 to 30 properties in Michigan. He's never left Utah. So what he does is he interviews the broker. We'll teach you how to interview brokers, and then they'll go out and take pictures for you. And better than anything, they'll tell you what you can sell the property for now, not 6 months from now, not best price, what you can sell it for now. So let's say the broker, you're looking at a house worth 200,000. Broker said,
Okay.
You say to the broker, what's the quickest I could sell it? Well, you could sell it for 150 tomorrow afternoon. Great. Now mark it all the way down to 125 in your brain. All right, then buy it for 50. So you got the difference between 50 and the 125. You got there's massive margin in these properties. Massive.
I'm getting older, I'm going to say. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
But I'm looking at retirement. Is this something that a retiree can do pretty effectively?
This is very effective. Very effective. Matter of fact, this business will retire right away because this business, you can do this in 5 to 10 hours a month. I have clients in Costa Rica. I have clients all over the Canadian provinces. I have clients in Australia. I have clients in Germany. Why? Because they can look at all the property. They only conduct an auction in that county twice a year, max, except for places like Georgia and in Texas. Texas, they have an auction every month. I have never seen less than 200 tax defaulted properties in Houston, that's Harris County, and at any auction, and they have it every single first Tuesday of the month. Anybody can go to it. So there's plenty for everyone. There's going to be millions of tax defaulted property. Absolutely millions, probably 2 to 2.5 million.
So am I actually participating in the auction live as it's going on?
Sure.
When I'm online.
They'll put a property up online and they'll leave it up there for so long. They'll say the bidding ends on this at such and such a time, and then it'll be sold. And
so I bid, but I'm bidding against people who are live at the auction also. Is that right?
Well, in some cases, yes. If it's professional auction companies will more than likely have you bidding both online people and offline people. But they will say,
I want to see more of this. You're doing a 1 day, October 22nd, right?
Right. It's an
And
all
it's
day.
$47.
$47.50, and they'll love it. It's unbelievable.
50 cents, huh?
Yeah, sorry about that. $47.50.
Okay.
I don't know who came up with that. Well, I think it was $95 and they cut it in half or something. I think that's what happened.
Oh, that's probably what happened.
You got the idea.
But yeah, we got the idea. So,
Okay,
but
so
it's all day. October
I'm online
22nd.
in my office. I'm online in my office. I can see the auction and I'm online and I can bid. I can just have someone, I can do it myself. I can just bid my number and an amount, and the auctioneer will say, okay, we'll get an online bid at 9,000. Do I have better than 9 in the room? And then he'll get a bid and he said, do I have another one in the room? No. Okay, anybody online? And they just go back and forth. You can see the whole thing take place. You can watch the whole thing.
So do people lose on these? Give me the downside. I'm a conservative.
Oh, I can tell you how you can lose. You want to lose your proverbial butt? Here's how people lose. All right. For some reason, because I'm not there holding their hand, they decide they're going to buy a property because, well, here, I'll show you because. Let me find one. All right. So this is a brochure from Dutchess County, New York, which is a very wealthy county. Okay. It's 100 miles from New York City. All right. There's properties in here that have values, tax assessed values of hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they're going to be sold at auction for somewhere down closer to the back taxes. Okay. All right. Can I tell the condition of any property looking at this brochure?
No.
Rest my case.
So
If you're not willing to,
basically, if I don't do, I've got to do my homework.
if you don't do your homework and you don't have someone go look at that property, you're going to lose your butt. What if it burned down last night? What if there was a hurricane? What happened to Puerto Rico in the last 2 days? Whoosh. Okay. This brochure was made 6 months ago. The county could care less. If you buy and you give them the money, they're not giving it back to you. They tell you the brochure, there's every auction brochure. This is an auction brochure. Every auction brochure is full of rules at the back. It's full of the rules. And
Bottom line is you give them the money.
I've had people sitting in Maryland buying properties in Washington State that had burned to the ground. I said, well, why didn't you have someone look at it? Okay.
So there's no guarantee. No guarantees, but if you teach me what to do and I do my homework, I should be okay.
Let me give you the opposite of that. I'll give you the opposite right now. So I've got a gal that lives in Kelowna, British Columbia, garden spot of it's a ski resort area. The winter, the summer, it's Lake Tahoe. She wants to buy. Where does she buy? She wants to buy in Florida. So she never left her kitchen and she bought, listen what she bought. She bought in a trailer park. In your whole life, you wouldn't buy in a trailer park. Everybody'd be scared to death. I said, wait, send someone to look. She went and looked. Her friend went and looked. They got the manager to go out and take pictures. It turned out it's an exclusive trailer park on the Atlantic Ocean. Perfect property. All right. She bids on the property. She wins. She buys the property for $24,000. She gets on a jet and decides she's going to go see it. Too late. She already bought it, right? She gets there. Manager gives her the key. She unlocks the door, fully furnished. She went and bought some kitchen towels and some sheets, and they stayed there that night. That's how good it can be. How bad can it be? I've had people sitting in Maryland buying properties on the West Coast that had burned down because they didn't have anybody go check it. The key is know what you're going to sell it for. Don't buy anything that you don't know the sales price. So here's the big mistake. Number one, big mistake, they don't look at it. Number two, don't buy anything until you know what your exit strategy is. Why would you buy something you don't know? You're not going to go live in it. So know what you're, so if you looked at it, you can look around and see the comparables. Location, location, location. It's a simple business, but you've got to do your homework. If you don't do your homework, it's going to be painful. Now, I don't have clients having painful problems as long as they're under our direction. But when they leave, I can't do anything about it.
So you're going to do all of this. You're going to teach me how to do it on the October 22nd all-day event. $47.50, right?
Yes, $47.50 is the cost for it. They're going to be learning from myself and my coaches. Now, let me tell you how experienced my coaches are. My coaches have bought, purchased, and resold over 200 properties. You're getting it from people that are doing it. You're not getting someone that read the book and is talking to you. So what I did, just to give you an example, I'm writing a piece about don't make this mistake. I went online last week. I didn't. My assistant Linda did. I said, buy every book you can on tax liens and deeds. Now, when I tell you this as an attorney, you'll be shocked. There isn't one of those books, not one of those books, that mentions at any time in the book a quiet title. There is no place in any one of those books that says, what is a quitclaim deed? There is no place in any one of those, all 12 or 14 books, no place in that shows you an example of how to buy a property and what the step-by-step process of looking at it is. Not one of those. They're all people that just wrote books and put them online. 12 or 14 books.
But you've done hundreds of these. I know you've done hundreds of these because I've seen you. I've watched you for the last, hate to say 30 years. 30 years. Something
you and
like
I have known each other 20 years. I've been doing this 30.
20 years?
30 years I've been doing it.
Okay. Well, I started working with you in the beginning almost. But so just out of fantasy, what's your best deal ever?
All right, I'm going to show you a video of this, and you're not going to be. First, I'm going to give you two. First one I'm going to give you is a couple from Michigan. They're senior citizens. They just did what we told them to do. We sent them over to Michigan because you don't want to do things in Wisconsin because the government buys all the bad houses. Okay, they're a very socialistic state. However, if you go to Michigan, you get all the deals you want. All the deals you want. 67 auctions every year. All right, so they go to Michigan. They spend $8,000 for a house. They clean it up. They touch it up. All right, they spent another $4,000, so they get $12,000 invested. So they did all the things we did about selling it. Okay, so we told them put it on Craigslist. Okay, put it on eBay. Do something about getting it on every electronic site you can, and put a big ugly sign in the front. Well, sure enough, they bought the house. It was worth $55,000 according to taxes. They bought it for $8,000. They put $4,000 in it. They sold it for $23,000. So they made themselves $23,000. Then what they did? They want passive income. So they sold it, and then they became the banker. So they made another $15,000. So they made about $48,000. And they did all that between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
My name is Robert Hagan, but everybody calls me Sonny. And this is my wife, Marcia. In September of 2019, we took the Ted.Thomas classes. In November, we won the Fraser Street house. December, we accepted an offer already. January, we closed on it. It's amazing about the signs. You know, we didn't even think anything about this sign stuff. And it was brought to our attention by Ted that, you know, this is a surefire way to get people's attention. And he's absolutely right.
The lawyer cost us $600 to do the closing and set up the land contract that we sold it on. So altogether, $11,557. almost $12,000. The purchase price turned out to be $35,000 with a profit of $23,443. Once we plugged all this in, it came up with that his payments would be $411. Total interest then, the interest made on all the money that was in here, just the interest, it amounts to $15,995.51. So that's just the interest. That's just profit. Basically, we hold the note on the property. We're the bank. It was $23,443 profit on the sale,
and $15,995 profit on the note.
So all of our investment, which of course we've already gotten back, and the profit on the property and the profit on the note. So the total for just the profit part, not our investment, but the total profit part is $39,438. And I think for that $12,000, that's a pretty good deal.
That's a good story, right?
That's pretty good.
Here's a better one. You will not believe this. I'm going to show you a video. It happened. You've met the guy. He worked for me for 30 years. This is Bob. This is the best deal you're ever going to see in your life.
Yeah, I know, Bob.
I'd have to say that the best dollar for dollar deal I've ever done on a piece of land, it happened in Oklahoma. I went out to an outlying county and I bought a tax lien. The tax lien was on a 25-acre piece of land. The tax lien was only $67.12. You'd think that nobody would ever abandon a piece of land for that small of a tax bill, but things like that do happen. And guess what? Those people never did pay that tax. They never redeemed that tax lien, and I ended up getting the tax deed to that property. I eventually sold that piece of land for $22,500. It's not uncommon to make $10,000 or $20,000 off of a deal.
All right, folks, you heard him.
That's pretty cool.
Lee, think about this. He spent $67. You can't buy dinner at Denny's for you and I for $67.
Yeah, you're a heavy eater.
Yeah, I'm a big eater. You got the idea. Folks, all you have to remember is it's October 22nd. Go right below me. You can register. We'll look forward to seeing you there. Believe me, you'll get a lot more than $47 worth. Lee, thank you. I'm grateful and indebted to you.
Good to have you, Ted. Thank you.